Hello, Wednesday. What are you up to? I got a funny. My table is still decorated for fall. And I have these little Halloween candies that I guess the kids didn't care for them. They're still sitting around. On the back of my cell phone, I have one of those pop sockets. A little device that pops out and you can hold on to it for an easier grip on your phone when you're holding it. We usually use your fingers on both sides of them. And so today I have a new kit to share with you that I'm going to get started on. And I'm going to set you on this glass crystal goblet. That sounds fancy. And I'm using these 2 fingers on the pop socket to hold you steady so you don't fall off. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'd like to thank my green-fingered assistant for helping me today. So for this Woobling Wednesday, I decided, hey, I really need to start those Christmas kits that I recently purchased because I got quite a few Christmas kits and, well, there really isn't that many Woobling Wednesday crochet kit weeks before Christmas gets here. So I'm feeling grinchy. I made 8 of the Santa snowball hats. I did 4 in classic red and white. And then I did 4 green themed for Grinches, and I posted them on my Facebook page for sale for friends and family. And I've been keeping a tally of, do we have more jolly old Saint Nick's out there, or do we have more Grinches? Which team are you on this year? Team Santa, Team Grinch? It's been fun to watch it. So far, I think the Santas are in the lead. One Santa sold right away. Another family friend purchased 1 of each. So that's 2 Santas, 1 Grinch. So I'm feeling grinchy. I always feel grinchy. Every Christmas. Just bah humbug. So I'm gonna work on this kit today. This kit came from Five Below. I was able to track down. I drove to all the Five Belows in my area. I think there was 3 of them that I visited. Nobody had them. And then I went back to the Five Below by my house because they had a little cell phone accessory that I really wanted. And just browsing around, just walking around. Five Below is a fascinating place, right? They're always packed and changing their items. And I caught a glimpse on just a random, I think it was in the makeup department, random end cap facing some like back of the store t-shirts or something weird. And I was like, oh man, yes, please. Let's go, little baby Grinch. What do we have in here? Enough chitter chatter. Okay, we have Make the Grinch. And then a crochet kit includes 4 colors of yarn, embroidery floss, 2 eyes, crochet hook, plastic needle, fluff and stuff, and some instructions. Oh boy, let's see. Fluff and stuff. You know, these kits have been extremely generous in the fluff and stuff. I typically don't really make my plushies super stiff. So I always got like a little bit left over. I'm gonna save this. I think Eva gave Kayla some advice that if you're traveling or you're taking a project like a to-go project, it's easier to take these little compact fluffs with you than, you know, trying to smash it in a sandwich baggie or something. With my overnight shifts, that has been golden. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, so this is some very thin looking blanket style yarn, like the chenille's type. Oh, I see a hook in there. So the description said crochet hook plastic needle. I read that wrong because this is an aluminum, very light, and it's definitely metal. It's not the flimsy flexible plastic ones like the Dollar Tree. 4mm. It's a good one. And it's got the deep throat on it. So, but I know this chenille yarn is very fluffy. So I probably won't have a scooping problem with it. Oh my goodness, Grinchy boy. We got colored eyes. Look at those. Cute, cute. There's a little plastic sewing needle in there. We got 2 eyes, 2 backs, and a little bit of embroidery thread if the safety eyes are inappropriate for your receiver. All right, so that's for, let's see, let's look at the picture. Probably the scarf. There's a little bit of dark green, probably eyes and nose, and then there's a little bit of white. Oh, red and white. All right, well, what else we have in here? Oh, yes. That is Grinchy color. Man, also Oscar the Grouch. Yep, definitely. We've got a Grinch across all platforms, right? That's true to the green. That's a good looking green. Kind of curious though. It's not wound in a skein. It is not wound into a donut. I see that they've tied it on itself. And we already have a little bit of, not tangling. I don't want to put the hoodoo on this, but it might get a little messy. I think the best way to attempt this with the least amount of frustration for me would be to sit down before I start. I don't know if that should affect my time on this, or I don't know, but I think I need to ball this up in a classic little yarn ball, just so that I'm not fighting with it. See, I mean, the little bits, they're just, are they tied on themselves? Yes, they've got the same. The little bits, I mean, that's not enough length to give me troubles. I'm gonna have to ball that up. What do we got? Ooh, crochet kit includes, so the hair is telling you how to do the hair, the scarf, the nose, the eyebrows. This is all stitching together information on how to add the accessories. Oh, head and body instructions with green yarn. Crochet 2, single crochet 6 in the second from the hook. Magic ring. So it's telling you how to do the head and the body. What does his body look like? His head and the body is one piece. Okay, stuff head and body, close using front loops. There's only 20 rounds? That's cool, okay. We've got nose, eyebrows, mouth. And then it tells you how to make the hair, which is 3 rounds. It looks like some loopies. Scarf. Wow. Okay, not even front and back. We got 1 sheet of instructions. Crochet kit about this kit. This sheet. Okay, so this sheet is the abbreviations. Chains, front loops. This is a abbreviation I haven't come across before. It says FV, and that is a double crochet to increase. Is there a single oh, and then there's just a normal increase, which you're doing your single crochets and you'll probably do your increase. So there, oh, okay, you can do that. Single crochet 2 together, slip stitches. It references the magic ring here, but surprisingly, we didn't use, it said chain 2 and then 6 into that. So we'll see. Spike stitch. What does our scarf look like? I don't know if we're using the spike stitch on that one. We'll see. 2 together. There's triple crochet. I'm sorry, treble crochet. And then the crochet stitches and technique definitions. And then they go through and they define all of those for us, front and back. And then down here it says adjustable ring, which looks like the technique of a magic ring. Very well written description. So hopefully, I don't know. And then up here in the abbreviations, we don't have an adjustable ring. So I can see as a newbie, adjustable ring, magic ring, chain 2 single crochet in the second. I can see how that little bit of terminology might cause a little bit of confusion for someone else. I'm gonna do just fine. I hope. Did I just jinx myself? Oh man, Grinch, are you gonna play with me? Or are we gonna have a good time? Be good to me. Please be good to me. All right. I'm excited. Let me go get started. I don't have anything to do today till much, much later. I think I am going to take a few minutes and throw some beans and some meat in the slow cooker. That'll free up first half of the day, and that should free up until dinner time if everything's just self-cooking over there. I think that's a good idea. And it's chilly today. It's chilly and cold, so. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited to have a new friend that shares my holiday spirit. Okay, I'm gonna go get cozy on the couch. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hello. I'm working on the Grinch scarf. This is a technique that I've never tried before. To make the scarf, it says, take a piece of red yarn and a piece of white yarn, make a loop to start. Okay, I made like a slip knot, what I would call a slip knot, with the red and the white, 2 strands. It says, pass the hook under the white yarn over with the white color, and draw the yarn through the loop. So I brought the white one through the whole slip knot. Now pass the hook under the red yarn over with the red color, and draw through the loop. Continue alternating these 2 steps with the threads of 2 colors until you obtain the desired length. Suggestion is 60 repetitions. Tie a knot at the end of the tails with both. Okay, so I just did the red. Now I do the white. Yarn over, pull through. Grab the red, yarn over, pull through. This is making such a cute little peppermint candy braid. That's fascinating. I've never done that. It's such a simple little technique to put 2 colors together. Never occurred to me. I wonder, so I have a loops and threads kit, and there's a lot of little fine detail work on a gingerbread house. I wonder if this technique will be used on that as well. This is an amazing technique for little tiny amigurumi. See, now my mind is going on all the places that I could have used this little colorful braid. Isn't that cute? All right, well, I'm going to sit here and do this 60 times. Oh my goodness, how many times have I done it already? See you in a little bit. Bye. Okay. That was a fun adventure. Very well written instructions. Very detailed. There isn't a whole lot to him. He's designed a lot like a gummy bear. This would be a fun pattern to make over and over again in different yarns. I can imagine him making him with some embroidery thread and making some little earrings. My imagination went wild with this one. This one was fun. What does he look like? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's not done yet. I didn't tie in these. I didn't poke in I tied the ends. I guess I didn't poke them in. I was so excited to get to the scarf. That was a fun little technique. You know, that would be cute for making little friendship bracelets. Okay. All right, I got his ends tucked in. Hook was awesome. No, absolutely no problem with the hook. It was just a aluminum steel hook. I ended up doing the 60 chainy loop things for his scarf, and they, on the picture, I noticed they wrapped it around twice. That would have choked him. So I tied it in a bow. He's got these cute little bobble feet. This is a nice little body base. If you were making something else, he's got a pointed head. So if you're making something else and you want a rounder head, I would have started with maybe 8 single crochets instead of the 6 that made him, give him a little point. But if you were using it for something else, he needed the pointy little head. I think I did pretty good. Nose is a little wonky. The nose instructions was probably the only part that gave me a little bit of a hard time. The nose instructions say, to make the nose, use dark green yarn and your needle. Check, did that. Add 3 small stitches, 2 stitches long, in the center of the face. Now that I read that to you, it's much clearer than what it was. For some reason, I was thinking crochet hook, so I chained 3 stitches, add 3 small stitches. I crocheted 3 chains, and then it says 2 stitches long. I put 2 single crochets in it. And it made, you know, a little bit of a wedge, which when I sewed around the wedge, kind of like went down the side of the wedge and tried to make it circle it out. Okay, user error. This kit, who are these instructions by? So who's the actual maker of the kit? The Grinch, Dr. Seuss, TM. This is Dr. Seuss Enterprises LP. It's from Innovation Designs LLC, New York, New York. This is not AI. Maybe they used AI for their editing or something like that, but this is a very, very well written pattern. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It made sense when I looked it back over. I had to tuck in. I noticed there was a little tail on his little grinchy grin. I'm going to make this a bonus video because I had so much fun making the little Grinch. I made him in just one morning with a cup of coffee, and it was so delightful. And I have so many Christmas kits that I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze them all in from now to Christmas. I have too many Christmas kits. So I'm going to go ahead and make Max, and I'm going to smack these 2 together, and it'll be one woobling Wednesday. We're woobling out. We're woobling 2 times. We're wonky woobling, and I'll pay attention to the written details. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello. Okay, good thing I brought the Max kit with me. Max, the Grinch's best friend. Oh my goodness. Oh, Max is in there tight with super tape. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got the same setup. I'm going to have to spend a few minutes and wind that up. That really did help me with the last one. All right. Oh, his body looks very similar. All right, let me dive a little deeper. Be right back. Okay, let's get into this Max box. Hey Max, good morning. So I got his primary color all wound up, looking good, ready to go. We have a little bag of accessories. Max has got some shiny silver eyes, a red collar, dark brown ears, nose, and feet, which will be fun. In the Grinch, the body, the arms, and the legs were all worked in the same color, so those little puff stitches weren't a color change. So that'll be fun. I'm interested to see how the instructions guide me through. I have in the past, but it'd be interesting to see what style and technique they use. 4mm hook. I did enjoy the aluminum hook in the last kit. Let's see, what else is in here? Fluff and stuff. All right, so we have crochet abbreviations. We have crochet stitches and techniques. 2 pages, nice, nice. I remember in the last kit that they're very well written. So this says The Grinch by Dr. Seuss crochet kit. You know what? It doesn't actually say, it's got a picture of Max. It's a good picture. Hey, Max. Great picture. It doesn't actually say Max on the top of it. It is Max though. Maybe I should write it on there just so when I file these away for another time. It says head and body, looking good. Chain 2, single crochet 8 in the second from the hook. I'll be using a magic ring. Let's see if it maths. 8, 16, 24, 24, 30, 30, 30, 24, 16. Looks good. Doesn't look AI so far, right? So we're making a head and a body. We're making a left ear. We're making a right ear. We're making a hair, some nose, a tail, and a collar. All right, I am gonna go work up head and body, and I'll be back. Hi, I'm working on Max, and I have a quick little confusion. I have the same thing with the Grinch. When it gets to the part where you're finished with the head and they want you to put on the eyes, it says, put the plastic eyes between round 6 and 7. Very common. But then if I think back and I count to round 6 and 7, it's incorrect, because when you first start it and it says chain 2 and single crochet 8, it is not counting that as the first round. The first round is after that. So in my mind, and I'm counting, I'm counting the bumps at the top of the 1, 2, 3. No, this is not 1. This is 1, 2, 3. So it moves it down one row. And then it says, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to guess where to put the eyeballs. It says, okay, so the first eye will be placed between stitches 7, The first eye will be placed between stitches 9 and 10. The second eye will be placed between stitches 14 and 15. Adjust as needed. I'm just going to adjust as needed because I didn't put stitch markers on that row. And if we know anything about working in the rounds and the San Andreas fault and all those, where's your beginning stitch tends to migrate sometimes, especially on increased rounds. Yeah, just looking at it, this is a side profile of his cute little face. This is his little muzzle bump. So I'm just going to put his eyes over here. It says the first eye will be between stitches 9 and 10. The second eye will be between stitches 14 and 15. So I'm going to check 4 between or 5 between and see which looks like it would be a max. So that's a little confusing, I guess. If when we were working rows 6 and 7, they said, place a marker or something, this kit did not, the Max and the Grinch did not come with any stitch markers. So I'm actually using the stitch markers from, I think it was a $1.25 store stitch marker. Just a thought. Randomness. I'll be back. Hey. Man, I wish we had smell-o-vision, right? I've been cooking spaghetti all day long, and my sauce is smelling pretty good. The whole house smells excellent. All right, let's see. I finished the Grinch, and I finished Max. Well, that was a little stitch marker. Oh no, that's just the one that I was using for that. All right, let's see. When I need to work rounds that are, you know, same stitch count, just work rounds, I make little boxes for how many rounds I need. And then every time I come to a stitch marker, I put a little hash, a little tally mark, so I know what I was working on. All right. No stitch markers. Oh, there was a couple where it was like front loop only, like after the head and the body started, and I put a question mark and I was like, why? Well, after I worked it, I realized why. It's cute. It works well. All right, so this is what the Grinch is supposed to look like. This is what my Grinch looks like. Oh, we gotta turn the bow to the side at least, buddy, so you can at least look somewhat. I did pretty good. Oh, we got a glare. How's that? I think I did pretty good. I even got that little crooked smile on there. That's a cutie pie. I think that's gonna be a little free library. Send it out in the world and see who can fall in love with them. This is what Max was supposed to look like. The instructional section for the baubles for the feet, I know how to do it. But if I didn't know how to do it, those instructions were a little precarious. It's okay. That's what Max is supposed to look like. That's how my Max turned out. He's in the wind. His feet are really hard to see. The light brown versus the dark brown is very, very close. Again, I had problems with the nose. I followed the instructions. It did say use a needle, but the ridge of his face and where you're supposed to put the nose, I thought I wanted it higher, and then I thought I wanted it lower. This is the 5 Below Max. This isn't the Woobles Max. There has to be a different, and it's very windy in my house. His eyes are cool. They got like the multiple colors on there, and there's his little collar. Not quite as thick, huh? I thought this body piece was looking a little long, but I made those little boxes. Maybe if his collar was a little thicker, it would make that body part look a little thinner. I don't know. I'd do it again. I'd make him again. Especially because if you open the little free library and there was this duo in there, wouldn't you take them home to cause mischief and chaos at your house? Every house needs mayhem during the holidays, and these two are guaranteeing some mischief and mayhem. Hey, Woodies, you're not staying here. See, I'm still celebrating Halloween over there. All right, so I'm definitely saving those patterns. Those patterns will go into my, I'm gonna put together a little container of crochet kit patterns that I can revisit. What was left over? A whole pack of fluff and stuff. A practically whole pack of fluff and stuff. So these will be excellent little to-go packages. That's garbage. This was left over from Grinch's mouth. I don't need to save little scraps of embroidery thread. My collector's tendencies are completely out of control when it comes to the leftover bits and pieces. Because there's potential in these bits and pieces, could become something. They could be, there's enough here. There's yardage. I could make something. Rainee's channel, The Woolly Llama, did her Wooblin' Wednesday a couple Wednesdays ago, and she was making the Woobles snake. What's her name? Kayla over at Mama Llama Kayla. The llamas are making it. Made the snake, and she explained the story behind the snake and how everybody's so different, but everybody's special. And that Wooble package project kit has a lot of meaning behind it. What an amazing concept. But Raineee was saying that the snake is made from little bits and pieces of the thicker yarn, the blown tube yarn. If I save all of these, I can make a snake, because she gave us a link to a free pattern that was very similar to her Woobles pattern. And she said, hey, you use the scraps and you can make your own. So I'm collecting scraps from all these kits. I think I want to make one. And then that will help me get one step closer to my merit badge, my amigurumi master badge that Raineee has going on. There's no deadline on that one. You just make a project from each of the three ladies, Missy, Patricia, and Raineee, and submit your picture, your proof picture, and there's more details. But go check out Rainee's channel, and she will tell you all the juicy details on how to win your Girl Scout merit badge. Not Girl Scout associated. Sorry. Your Crochet Kit Woobles Amigurumi Master badge. That's more appropriate. All right. I made 2. It was a bonus Wooblin' Wednesday. We're woobling all around, 2 times around. Keep going around. It's fun. Make things. It feels good. All right. These 2 are headed out to the little free library. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for visiting with me. I appreciate it. Bye.